welcome back to another edition of GW Unspoken, where we discuss stuff we don't typically talk about, but probably should, and we're here with Season 10, Episode 3. I didn't believe in mindfulness either. And so here's what's changed. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't believe in it. I actually didn't believe it at all. I thought it was fluffy, a bit self-indulgent for the spiritual crowd, for people who, I guess, just like to sit still, and I am definitely that person. If you've ever met me, I'm not the person who can just, or likes, to sit still. And I've never been that person. So today or tonight, I want to take you back into my before I saw mindfulness as a tool, and before I understood the science, before I stopped rolling my eyes and started breathing on purpose. Because here's the truth. I used to think mindfulness was a waste of time. I was too busy and I was too results driven and too focused on productivity. And part of me, maybe a really big part, said, I didn't want it to work. Because if it did work, it meant I'd have to stop. I'd have to slow down. It meant I couldn't outrun the stuff I didn't want to feel, and I'd build an identity around myself, just pushing through and getting through the hard stuff, and I guess building some kind of identity about that. And I don't know about you, but does that sound familiar? We live in a world now where we're rewarded for performance, not presence. And so when someone told me to just breathe or be still, I thought, yeah, that must be nice. But behind that sarcasm was burnout. I was fatigued. I actually had a nervous system that was screaming for a circuit breaker. It was actually wound up, cooked, struggling. And so what changed for me wasn't some spiritual awakening. It was science. It was stress. It was survival. I hit a wall, and what I had, the pushing, the powering through, it wasn't enough anymore. So reluctantly, I actually gave it a go. And I think I've mentioned it before in a podcast because I saw a couple of athletes who were doing it, and they're telling their testimonials about how it helped them. So I didn't have a crack for 30 minutes or with candles or with chanting or anything like that. I just gave myself 30 seconds. I picked one moment. I think I was brushing my teeth at the time, and I told myself, okay, just be here. Just notice the feeling, just the sound, even the change in my breathing. And it felt so weird. I felt so resistant. But I did notice something subtle. I didn't rush off the next moment like I wasn't going quite so fast. So I kept going with it, and then I read the research about it because I wanted to know the science behind it. And when I researched it, especially recently, it says that from Harvard and Stanford, they show that even short moments of mindful attention, like 1 to 3 minutes, can reduce stress hormones, improve focus, and rewire how our brain responds to emotional triggers. So what does that mean? It means it's not magic. It's your nervous system coming back online. It's your body remembering it's safe. It's your brain taking off autopilot, even just for a minute. And here's the kicker, and the thing that most of us don't want to admit. Sometimes we'd rather struggle than soften, because pausing feels vulnerable, because rest feels unproductive. We've been conditioned to equate stillness with weakness. We've been conditioned to say that if you work harder and put that constipated look on our face where we look busy and we're struggling, and we walk past people with this cranky face that makes it look like we are maybe more important than others because it looks like we're busy in our face, our non-verbals. It's supposed to say that, you must be a hard worker, you must be under stress, you must be doing hard things. But here's what I've learned, and this is the hard way. There's nothing weak about choosing presence. There's nothing passive about facing what you've been outrunning. Mindfulness doesn't make the hard stuff disappear. It just makes you strong enough to stay with it, to face it. And that, my friends, that's actually power. Man, that was a change in mindset though for me. And don't get me wrong, I don't still have, a Buddha statue and like that. I still have days when my brain is a toddler on red cordial. In fact, most days it still is. But when someone cuts me off in traffic or life throws me sideways, I don't go from 0 to 100. I actually take a breath now. Sometimes I still react, sure, but I come back a lot quicker. And mindfulness didn't turn me into a chilled out monk. It did give me more control over my reactions, and that's what I loved. It had me having more compassion for my humanness than just blowing up deluxe because I was fully wired up. So if you're where I was, skeptical, busy, emotionally allergic to sitting still, here's some things I suggest. Number 1, pick a moment you already have. Morning coffee, shower, waiting for the kettle. Don't make time, use time. Number 2, anchor into one sense, just one. What do you feel in your hands? What do you smell? What do you hear? And number 3, notice the resistance and stay anyway. Mindfulness is not about enjoying it. It's about not leaving yourself. That's it. No pressure, no perfection, just presence, and identify the things that you're feeling, hearing, smelling, touching, all those things which we use with our senses. So look, here's 3 journal prompts we always talk about, writing them down. And this is especially for my fellow skeptics out there, because that was me. Number 1, what was your initial belief about mindfulness? And where'd that belief come from? Was it cultural? Was it personality based? Was it a fear of slowing down like me? What was your belief about it? What is it at the moment? Number 2, where in your life do you just push through instead of pausing? And how's it actually costing you? And you might say, oh, don't worry, Gary, I'm in a high pressure job, or I need to get stuff done, so I just do it and I don't have time for this. Are you burning people along the way? Like, are your relationships still good when you're doing that? Like, are you actually present around people and having those authentic connections with people around you, or are you just busy being busy? And if you are and you have pride in that, that's fine. But what's your plan with that? Have you got 2, 5, 10-year plan doing that? Is that a good life for you? I don't know. You know, be honest. Where are you forcing what needs space? And number 3, what's one way you can try mindfulness this week? And do it on your terms. So no pressure, no apps, just something real. Just something real. As I said before, mine started with cleaning the teeth. Now it's coming downstairs early in the morning before going teaching and boiling a jug and getting the grinder going and just smelling that coffee. That first smell of the beans being broken up in the grinder is just allows me to be present. Walking out, letting the dogs out of the cage and giving them a pat. Coming back in, washing hands, getting the coffee on, setting up a laptop for the morning, going through my goals. This podcast it's talking a lot about me, but I'm trying to get you to think about how's it going for you? What are the routines you currently do that you can just be present in that moment rather than think, okay, this, coffee, dogs, shower, laptop. Just be present in what you're doing. Be mindful of actually what you're doing right there and then. You know, you don't have to become someone else to practice mindfulness. You don't have to be calm or spiritual or in the mood. You just have to be willing. I'm Gary. Thank you for coming onto the show, and I look forward to your company in our next episode.